Today, we're going to dive into a beautifully simple idea that could honestly change two massive global industries, agriculture and finance. And you know what? It all starts with just a single coffee tree.
So let's just chew on that for a second. What if a farmer, anywhere in the world, could take their most valuable asset, their actual coffee trees, and connect directly to the global financial system? Yeah, it sounds pretty ambitious, right? Well, that is the exact question the Chai Project is tackling head-on.
To really get why this solution is so genius, we first have to wrap our heads around the massive problem it's trying to solve. And that is, we're living in a world that's fundamentally disconnected. I mean, the scale of this gap is just staggering. On one side, you've got 25 million coffee farmers. These are the hardworking people who produce the coffee we all love. And on the other side, you have investors managing over $35 trillion, and they're actively looking for meaningful, transparent investments. These two groups should be a perfect match, but they just can't connect.
And this right here is the real kicker. A whopping 70% of these farmers can't get capital from traditional banks. They often just don't have the specific kind of collateral or the credit history that banks are looking for. So they're stuck, unable to grow their farms, unable to improve, while this whole world of capital sits just out of their reach.
So, how do you bridge this gap? Well, the solution is as elegant as it is powerful. The big idea is this: one tree, one token. It basically works in three simple steps. First, a real-world coffee grove gets verified on the ground. Second, digital tokens, which represent a piece of ownership in that grove, are created on a blockchain. And third, those tokens connect the farmer directly to investors all over the world. No middlemen, no hidden fees. Just a direct connection.
Okay, let's talk about the tech magic behind this. Tokenization. Now, I know, it sounds super complex, but it's really not. It's just the process of turning a real-world asset, like that coffee grove, into digital shares. Every token you own is basically proof that you own a tiny piece of that real, productive land.
And this is where it gets real. Just look at this example from a grove in Mukurani. The farmer can raise over $60,000 in immediate cash, all while keeping a 60% ownership stake in their own land. And for the investor, you can get in for as little as $50 and earn a projected 8 to 15% annual yield from the coffee sales. This isn't some theoretical idea. It's tangible value for everyone. All right, so how does this all actually work in practice? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the platform itself, the three core features that make all this magic happen. First up is the Grove Tracker, and this is all about radical transparency. When you invest, you can literally open up a satellite map and fly directly to the grove you supported. You see the GPS coordinates, you see the farmer's name, everything. You're not just buying some abstract line on a chart. You have a direct line of sight to your investment. Next up, we have what's called a DeFi lending pool. And honestly, this is a true win-win. Investors can deposit stablecoins, think of them as digital dollars, and earn an incredible 8.5 to 25% APY, way better than a bank. And at the same time, farmers can use their Grove tokens as collateral to get instant loans at a fair rate, with no credit checks. It's a completely self-sustaining financial ecosystem. The third feature is the secondary marketplace, and I love this quote, because it just nails it. It's like a stock exchange, but for coffee farms. See, traditionally, if you invested in agriculture, your money was locked up for years. But here, you can buy or sell your Grove tokens anytime you want. That creates liquidity, which gives you, the investor, flexibility and makes the whole thing way more attractive.
Okay, so we've seen the tech, but what about the results? Let's talk about the real-world, transformative impact this has for everyone involved. For the farmers, the impact is, well, it's life-changing. Just look at this chart. The difference is night and day, right? In the traditional system, a farmer might raise $0 in capital. Through the Chai Project, that same farmer can raise over 60 grand. That's money for better equipment, for better processing. It's enough to fundamentally change their family's future.
Now, let's flip it and look at it from the investor side. If you put $10,000 in a traditional savings account, you might get $50 a year, if you're lucky. That same $10,000 in the Chai Project's ecosystem could generate between $1,600 and $4,000 annually. I mean, the numbers really do speak for themselves.
So what's the bottom line here? We are talking about a system that offers potentially 32 to 80 times better returns than traditional savings, all while opening up a brand new asset class for everyday investors and making agricultural finance more fair. It's just a powerful combination.
And the benefits just ripple outward, lifting up the entire coffee industry. We're talking about ensuring fair pay for farmers, driving big improvements in coffee quality, creating total supply chain transparency because of the blockchain, and even cutting the carbon footprint thanks to more efficient farming.
This is all incredibly exciting, but believe it or not, coffee is just the beginning. Let's look at the bigger vision for the future.
Now, the engine that powers all of this is Hedera, and it was chosen for a few key reasons. For starters, it's crazy fast. Transactions happen in seconds. It's also super cheap, a fraction of a penny. And get this, it's actually carbon negative. Plus, it's secure and built to handle a global scale. It's really the perfect foundation for something with this much real-world impact.
So you see, once you prove this model works with coffee, you can basically copy-paste it to almost any agricultural asset that has a recurring revenue stream. Think cocoa farms in West Africa, tea plantations in Sri Lanka, and eventually even olive groves and vineyards. The potential here is truly global. It's about creating a whole new, more equitable model for funding agriculture worldwide.
So when you really boil it all down, the Chai project isn't just another financial app or platform. It's a movement that truly believes farmers deserve fair access to capital, that investors deserve transparency, and that powerful technologies like blockchain can and should be used to solve these fundamental real-world problems.
Because at the end of the day, it all comes back to this. Every single cup of coffee represents a person, a piece of land, and a hope for a better future. The Chai Project is all about making sure that farmer gets the support they deserve and that their dream can actually become a reality.